Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, One Degree, where we're trying to move the consciousness of humanity for 1 degree so that we all can be in harmonious relationship and love and unity and change this world. This is my brother Reedy. I am the Akashic, the Ancient of Days, and today we are coming at you guys with I think, a subject that needs to be addressed, and that is what is detachment and how to detach. I know a lot of times you hear me say reality is the material realm is an illusion and all this other stuff, but I don't know if the audience really knows what that means.
Right.
So Jay, we're going to address that today, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
So, what's your thoughts on detachment and attachments and all those things?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is with detachment, it's giving up control. You know what I mean? It's letting go of that anxiety of how things are supposed to happen and know that the universe is going to work things out in my favor, regardless of what I do. You know what I mean? As long as I trust the universe and my manifestations will come true. And as long as I give up that control, if I'm trying to force things to happen the way I want them to happen, it's not going to happen. So I need to let go of that. It's not for me to decide the way. I just know that it's done, and I trust the universe. So whatever I see, I gotta just flow with it like water and
Yeah.
not worry about it.
And I think one of the things is that when you've done something one way your whole life, and
Hmm.
then now you're trying to reverse pivot,
Yeah,
it's good to understand what's happening, and it's good to understand why certain things are important, because then you have a better awareness, and you can't change things until you're aware of them. I mean, until you
yeah,
have knowledge of what's going on. So I think we're gonna have to break this into like two segments. I think the first we're going to talk about attachments and why they're bad for you, and kind of define what detaching is, and then we'll switch and talk about how to detach.
yeah,
So the first thing about detachment and attachments and things like that is that in a metaphysical type way, the ego, that voice in your head that's trying to get you to stay attached to events, circumstances, places, and things, is the ruler of the material realm. And I know I say that, and I call it Satan and all those things, but it lives in us and is a part of us. We can not You can't get rid of the ego, but you can silence it. You can control it, because the ego wants to attach you to the material realm, because the ego has become an entity inside you, and the ego wants to live. So
yeah,
the ego is like, if I can get your attention and your focus away from your inner power, then I got you. I stay in control. I get to live. You know what I mean? You ever
yeah,
find that like happening to you, where that voice is trying to get you
yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah. Often, often today, today, I try to. Just the way you used to deal with things. And for me, it was not the best way. And I allowed things to upset me and affect me. And I did that today a little bit with work. Not too bad. Not to the level like I used to, but I caught myself getting caught up in it. And I'm thinking, I got to let this go. I can't let
hmm
this steal my peace and affect me like this. And then you bring it home with you, and then your family has to deal with it, and it just snowballs from there. So, yeah, it's a it's a poison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Anything that you allow externally to control you internally becomes your master.
yeah,
And we talked about this in another video of just, it's kind of like you said in the other video, is like it's a competitive thing with yourself. It's like, I'm not
yeah,
going to let this win. I'm not going to let this
yeah,
control.
yeah,
But the two main things that the ego uses to keep you attached to the material realm is importance and pedestalization. Importance and pedestalization. Those are the two main tools that the ego uses to keep you attached. And in using those tools, it's able to keep you in fear, doubt, and confusion. So when you, the thing about you have to understand about importance is when you place importance on something, then you are indicating to the universe that you think that reality is more real than the creator.
Mm.
You're placing importance on the outer more than the creator that created and that is a part of you on the inner. The first commandment is thou shalt put no other gods before me. And when you put importance on things, the universe contradicts that with space. So anything that you place importance on, it moves away from you. It also warps time and space. If you put so much importance, because when you put importance on something, you're basically funneling your emotions down with a magnifying glass. Light in itself will do you no harm, but if you put a magnifying glass on the sun and it pinpoints all of that light, it can burn a hole in your skin. That's the
Yeah.
same thing with your emotions. When you pedestalize or when you place importance on something, you're putting so much focus on it that it pushes away. Have you ever been in a situation where like you're like, man, I need this money, this check, man, this check has got to come through. What
Yeah.
happens? Man, it takes
Yeah.
forever for that check
Yeah.
to come
Yeah.
because you it's pushing. And so it's like it's time slows down. I mean, I'm late for this game. I gotta get here. Man, you hit every light. You hit
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's time slows
Yeah.
down because importance pushes because you're giving focus, that laser type focus from the external, and it's changing your frequency internal, and the universe has to counteract that to keep you away from it. And
Yeah.
you're fighting against yourself. That's one of the tricks of the illusions of the ego.
Yeah. And you get caught if you're not present, mindful in the moment, living in the now. That's when you're thinking about things that you're waiting on or whatever, that anxiety or fear or doubt, whatever it is just not being right here, right now. The only
Right.
reality that exists and trusting that everything's going to work out in your favor and the universe is going to take care of you like it always will and always can.
Always will.
You trust that it knows the way better than you can. So stop trying to control it and let it have it and let go and let it be. It'll be.
And when you focus on that thing that you need,
Yeah.
I gotta have, I need this
Push it
money,
farther away.
man, I need this deal to come through. It
Yeah.
never comes
Mm.
through because you're placing so much importance on the external. And now the second thing is pedestalization. When you pedestalize something in the universe, you are placing it above you.
Mm.
So anything that you place above you will always look down on you. So I got this scripture I want to read real fast. It's Numbers um, 13 and 33. Numbers 13 and 33. Numbers 13:33. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and
Mm.
so we were in their sight. So anything that you place above you looks down on you. So
Right.
when you pedestalize something, whatever you pedestalize in your own sight, whatever you minimize the power in you, then you're giving the external to look down on you. When you think somebody's better than you, then they will look down on you. When you think the situation is above you, they will look down on you. When you pedestalize, have you back in the day when we used to all go clubbing and stuff like that, we all had that one friend that was thirsty. Man, I gotta get a girl. Man, I want
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
Man, I want one. You're pedestalizing. And what does every girl do at the club? They looking at you like, fool, get away from me.
Yeah.
Because
Guys
girls like to
trying
be
way too
pursued. They
hard.
don't want to be stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying way too hard.
See, whenever you place above you will always look down on you. The key to defeating this is to normalize everything. The guy who's kind of intellectually cool, he gets the girls. The guy
Yeah.
who's the bad boy who ain't focused on the girls, He gets the girls because you're not pedestalizing it. You're making that normal. And I'm just
Yeah,
using that as an example, and you can kind of extrapolate that to anything you want. But when
yeah,
you pedestalize money, money will look down on you. When you
yeah,
pedestalize a boss will look down on you. When you pedestalize a girl, a boy, whatever, anybody, they will always look down on you. So this is the second trick of the ego in getting us to stay attached into this material realm, because when you do that, you're always going to be in anxiety mode.
yeah, yeah. And
So
which is where most of us stay. Well, not us, but yeah, this is perfect timing for me because like I said, I've been dealing with some things at work that have been trying to get at me, and it's definitely affected me a little, but it's definitely not like it used to,
yeah,
and I'm not bringing it home. And by the time I'm here, I'm at peace with it, and I've let it go, and I'm trying not to control it. I know it's going to work out, and it's divine timing. I don't have to worry
yeah.
about it. I just wish it didn't affect me at all. You know what I
We'll
mean?
get there.
Yeah,
We'll get
yeah,
there.
yeah,
I mean, in John 16:33, that's where the scripture where Jesus said, I have overcome the world.
yeah,
So, and I can do these things, so you can do them also. So
yeah,
overcoming the world is overcoming the emotional pulls and all those other things,
yeah,
and the pedestalization, and Jesus overcame all that. Buddha did too. When Buddha was challenged and tested in under the Bodhi tree, he overcame all of those physical limitations. So let me clear something up too. When I say that reality is an illusion, I'm not saying that it's not real. I think some people misunderstand and think that I'm saying that is. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a job. I'm not saying that you shouldn't
all
have a
right,
girl. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have money in your lives. I'm saying don't place so much importance and don't pedestalize those things to where you give them more power than the God, the essence, the source that created everything in the first place.
yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
mean when I tell people this is an illusion, because there's nothing here that can affect you that you don't allow to affect you.
yeah,
And there's nothing here that is in essence ours. Like I said in a different video, even when you die, your problems die. You know,
yeah,
we're just we're having a physical experience for the reason of um for learning and experiencing in duality. And duality is in essence an illusion itself. So
yeah, yeah. I, I've talked before about me and traffic, and you used to ride with me, how I would struggle, and still, if I'm in a hurry, sometimes if I catch myself in that mindset of being in a hurry, today I was kind of there, which seems to be every time we talk, oddly enough. It's not all the time though, but I was definitely in a hurry to get home today because we had this tonight, and I have other stuff that I'd like to get done before. Um, but if I realize that if I'm really hurrying and I'm really concerned about traffic, nobody in front of me is going to be in a hurry. Nobody. And if I just chill and just ride and pay attention to the sun and although it's not very sunny here today, it's almost 60 degrees today, which is a nice little break from what we've had. And pay attention to all the good around me and stay in the moment. Like just breathe
yeah.
and the ride's over before I know it, and I'm not stressed by all those little things. But if I'm trying to get there and I
That
gotta pass,
importance.
yeah,
The universe
yeah,
is like, no.
exactly. Yeah, I know you don't need to be there yet. Calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah, yeah, just be in the moment, be present, and let go of that control.
And the thing about it is that just because we are starting to awaken and understand and become aware, that doesn't make us oblivious to issues,
Oh yeah,
problems, and
no,
circumstances. All it does when you become aware and awake is give you a different lens to see it through so that you
yeah,
can deal with it from a more awakening experience, and then you can respond to reality instead of react to reality. That's
there
all.
it is, there it is. Stop the reacting,
Yes.
overreacting.
You said it
Yeah,
well on the last video. We are on autopilot.
yeah, Yeah, that's where you end up. And especially driving home from work, I'm always trying to get out of there, you know what I mean? So definitely autopilot at that time of day. Like, let's get home, get this workout in so I can finally relax, you know. But it's definitely this has all helped me greatly, man. I'm doing so much better with it. Um, my anger is no longer a problem for me. I have control, and
I can
I'm at
honestly
peace.
say I know that for a
Yeah,
fact. Like,
yeah,
trust me, I see it.
yeah.
So
Well, you would know better than most.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
you are a
yeah,
calm river right now.
yeah, yeah. And there's definitely moments that try me and affect me, but I realize it. I sense it. I'm aware of it.
Yeah. And
And
you're
like you said,
responding, not
yeah,
reacting.
yes, exactly. And it's man. It's hard not to want to share this with the world and want to tell everybody because it's so important to get to be awake and to be
Yeah.
aware and have peace, just to have that peace, that feeling of peace, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and calm and not to be controlled by your emotions.
And that's the thing about being awake and aware and understanding how reality reacts, understanding the tricks of the ego is that you cannot plot a destination until you know where you're at.
Yeah,
You don't know where you're going until you know where you're at. Once I know where I'm at, I always tell people I can play any game long as I know the rules. Once I know
yeah,
the rules, now I can play. But if you're just playing a game, you don't even know the rules. The people who do know the rules are just like, you're in an
yeah,
ocean with no boat or no
yeah,
river, rather, or
yeah.
with no motor. Where did I just go?
You got there.
Got there. So now we're going to switch gears. So now I think we've defined um, what the ego does, what how this material realm is an illusion. I think the next thing we need to do is kind of tell people how to detach.
Yeah,
So this is the thing that I think is very important for people to understand is that anything that you think that you want in reality, you don't really want the thing. Anything that you think that you want in reality, you don't really want the thing. What you really want is a change in your frequency. That's what you
that
really
feeling.
want. Because if what you want couldn't change your frequency, you wouldn't want it. So
Right.
you're trying to change your frequency and you believe that the reality can do it. For example, if I gave you $1 million, put it in your bank account, but said you can't spend it, you can't touch it. What would be the point in wanting having $1 million and I can't use it?
Right.
If I
Right.
said I'm giving you your dream house, but you can't live in it, you could just look at it. You wouldn't want it. What you want is what that house represents to your frequency. The use of the money gives you security, peace of mind. Pays off your bills. You can help your loved ones. You can donate to charity. The change of frequency is what you're looking for. If you had if you had a, even your loved ones, if you had the perfect loved one, even though yes, you are in love with that person, but if that person didn't do it for you, change your frequency, if you there was nothing there, you wouldn't want that person.
Right.
So you always are looking for the frequency of what you want instead of the material thing. So in order to detach, what you have to do is find out what the material thing represents to you. So when you think of money, money represents to most people security,
Yeah.
stability, safety, and all those things. The way to detach from money is to feel those things inside yourself without having the physical money. So if you can internally shape your emotions to feel what money represents, then you can detach from money. And the trick is that because you have it internally, the universe gives it to you externally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
have love internally instead of seeking it externally, then you will get it externally because you have it internally. When you have the security of that house, and you feel like, man, I love my home, it's my peace, it's my place, it's my rest. When you feel it before you have it physically, then you're able to detach from it physically. It no longer has power over you because now you've normalized it inside yourself. And the caveat is that the universe gives it to you because you have it. The, the, the feeling that you want externally is what you want is waiting for you to have internally.
Right.
So what you want is waiting for you to have it before you can get it.
Yes.
So if you're able to detach and have everything internally to a emotionally high degree, then you can detach from it externally. And the cherry on the icing on the cake is that you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, like we talked before, faith, living in the end, believing it's done, knowing it's yours, and you'll have it. You give up the how, you give up the what needs to happen, you need to do nothing but feel that, know that inside that it's yours and it'll be
It'll
yours.
be yours. That's how
Yeah,
you detach. You replace the external need for a thing internally, and then you don't necessarily need it to see it externally because the world will never prove who you are until you prove it to yourself.
right,
Anything the world gives you, the world can take away. But anything you give to yourself, no one can take away. Hide up my treasures in heaven where rust and thieves cannot steal. It goes back even to our what we're doing in the Ten Commandments. You shouldn't put anything before God, before the internal source. When
yeah,
the ego makes you believe that reality is realer than what you have internally, then you're attached.
yeah,
And when you're attached, you will suffer.
yes,
It's like I've told many times before that I don't believe in sickness. Just because I don't believe in sickness doesn't mean I'm under the illusion that I'm not going to die. But
right,
I don't have to suffer though.
no,
My transition can be peaceful. It doesn't have
yes,
to be rough. I don't
no,
have to go through pneumonia and all that. I
no,
know this physical body will pass on, but I'm detached from sickness. So I am a realist. I know I'm going to pass and transition, but I don't have to struggle. I don't have to be afraid of it. I don't have to be like have anxiety about it. I don't need to attach to things to feel like I'm safe and secure because I have it. That's what we're talking about in
yeah,
detachment.
yeah. And I guess the it's easy to understand this or somewhat easy to understand once you say that, but then there's the okay, I understand it, but how do I do this? And it's meditation, seeking inward and being aware of your thoughts. What are my thoughts? And you have to get used to that. You got to get into that meditation and pay attention to those thoughts and not attach them, but just pay attention to them. What am I thinking? Am I thinking lack and fear and doubt? Well, I got to correct that. I got to stop those thoughts, and you got to get quiet. You got to get into
Mhm.
meditation to find that and be aware of those thoughts, and that way, when you're in your daily life, you're aware, you're in the moment, you're paying attention to the now. You see those thoughts come up, and you're like, "Well, nope, not feeding those. That's lack and doubt and
Yep.
fear and anxiety. I don't want that. That's not now. Where's my breath?
Yep.
I am okay. I am at peace. Everything I need is coming to me."
One of the easiest ways to do this is when you're in your meditation and you visualize. I'm going to use your dream house
Mm,
for instance. You visualize your dream house, what you want, and you intensify the emotion of having it with, say, your wife giving you a hug. You guys are standing outside of your dream home, and she's giving you a hug, saying, "I can't believe, I'm so thankful we have this house." And you
yeah,
were hugging her back because you were able to give her her dream house, and you replaced. You walk around all day with that feeling of, man, I'm so thankful that I was able to do that. I'm so grateful that we got this. So you visually created a scenario of love and having and safety and security. and you walk around
Gratitude.
with that loop, that thought all day. I'm so grateful for this house. I'm so grateful for
Yes.
the house. And then you, after a while, the subconscious mind accepts that as true, and then you're able to not even think about it. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, something comes on the market, and your realtor calls you and was like, "Man, this is a flash sale. They got to get out of here. They're
Yeah.
moving." And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, you get your dream house for $90,000. You know what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Miracles happen.
Yeah, because and we do that anyway without realizing it with the fear and the doubt. We're believing in the lack. That's what you end up with because that's what you're feeling. That's what you're attached to. That feeling of lack and money's hard to come by and
Ego.
yes. Yeah. So you have to flip that. You have to have that gratitude for the end and feel that feeling of standing in that doorway to your dream home. Yeah. It's we do it already. We just don't realize it. We do it
Yeah.
with negativity and
The
anxiety and
key is
fear.
taking something that's on autopilot,
Yeah.
taking it off autopilot, bringing awareness to it, and then putting it back on autopilot.
Yes.
That's the
Yes. So
key.
use it the way you've been using it, but for the opposite, for what you want. If you
Yep.
have a desire, if you have a desire in your heart, something you want, that that's the universe telling you that this is a possibility for you if you just trust in me and trust in the universe to let it happen naturally. It's yours. If you believe it, if you feel it. You don't just have these desires from nowhere. Those are possibilities for you.
Right.
That desire comes up in you. It's the universe saying, "Hey, this can be yours, man. Here it is if you want it." But
The
what do you
universe
do?
wants you to experience it.
Yeah, everything. Abundance.
But the key is that that's where the middle road go that Buddha talks about. You don't want to be so far of an aesthetic where you just detach for everything, but you don't want to
Yeah.
be a slave to the ego where you think that everything is dependent on you're depending on all this reality. You walk through reality smoothly with having it, and then you have all of these beautiful experiences that come with it, but you don't have to stress about it.
Yes.
That's the key. That's what we're trying to get people to when we say detachment. We're not
Yeah.
saying that reality is per se a real illusion, but the importance and the pedestalization of it creates the suffering.
Yeah.
We want you to detach from that. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, yes, all this bad programming that we've had our entire lives of lack and fear and doubt and living in any time other than now. If you're in depression and you're stressing over something that's over, that doesn't exist anymore, or something that hasn't even happened yet, that's a possibility in your mind. And your mind's creating all these negative things. Use that same imagination and mind to create all that you could want for yourself and believe that, feel that. That fear that you feel when you're thinking worst case scenario, that's the same kind of feeling we're talking about. It's what kind of feelings are you allowing in and holding on to and believing in and putting your faith in?
I love it.
Yeah.
I
I
love it,
mean,
Jay.
yeah,
I love it. So, people, that's what we wanted to get at you with today. We wanted to give you an understanding, an awareness, an awakening, a consciousness of what detachment is, why the ego is using it against you, and how to detach so that the universe works for you. We're giving you the tools to have a motor for your ship to
yeah,
navigate reality. We're giving you the tools to know where you're at so you can plot a map, a course to where you want to be, and you don't have to suffer. That's
no.
what we're trying to say. So
And know that, that you're going to have times when it feels like it always did, and you got to get back to center, find your peace and
today for you,
calm. Today for me, yeah, I mean, it probably happened because of this today. So I could really feel this, and you know it when I'm saying it that it's real to me.
it
You
is.
know what I mean? It's I feel. Man, I'm just so happy, and I just want to share that happiness and that joy with the world, and I love doing this with my brother, and
And just us talking about it, man,
yeah,
our energy has been raised in this last 20,
yeah,
25 minutes.
yeah,
You could feel it. I could
yeah,
feel it when you the last like 10 minutes of you talking, I felt your energy and it
yeah,
just reflected on me like I could just
yeah.
it's just
It's
part of us, man.
yes, and it's contagious, man. I see it connecting, and I'm having conversations with guys at work, and you know it resonates with them, and they can't help but want to hear more and just they're just hungry for it. And
Yep.
I think the world is, man. We're tired of suffering and lack and fear and
Yeah.
hate
And but the
and
key
anger.
is you got to know the rules. And
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to give you with
yeah,
our 10-part series with the 10 commandments,
yeah,
with these conversations like this. We're trying to give you the playbook. You can
yep,
play any game as long as you know the rules.
yeah.
So, hey, we're going to end it right there. And we'll be getting at you with another video. We got two more commandments left as of the make of this video, and
Can't wait.
we'll be releasing those real soon. And this was awesome, Jay. And
Yeah, 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 yeah.
for my brother Reedy, I am Akashic, the Ancient of Days. We'll see you on the next video.